Hello and welcome from the Pleasure Beach Resort, where this is a special, it's not an ordinary vlog. I'm going to be looking at all the construction that's taking place over here because it's going to be so exciting over this next 12 months. Because of course, just been announced is the £8.72 million investment in a huge Intamin gyro swing. It's going to be 138 feet tall. It's going to have 40 riders across it, and it's going to be over at the old Bowlerdrome site opposite River Caves. I'll take you over there shortly. But there's so much more going on in the park other than that. So there is, of course, Launchpad, which is due to open this spring, which is, of course, PlayStation, which was Ice Blast, which is going to be, it's had a new cylinder on, so it should feel so much more powerful. Really excited to get on that. And yeah, it's going to be opening in spring. They've already announced there's going to be a fan club event on the 17th of May. Unfortunately, we can't go. We've already given an RSVP to go to Paulton's Park to Super Funds Day. So that's really sad. However, we will be down to check that out, and hopefully we'll be here on the media day as well. So let's go and have a look at Launchpad and see how it's looking at the moment. So you can see Launchpad's there. They've got the scaffold down most of the, well, I'll say it's about 1/3 actually, maybe even half of the actual structure, which is looking really, really good. You can see the blue and the reds on there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks really, really good to see. And yeah, it's going to be so much more powerful than it was. So, and it's going to make it last quite a long time, and it's great to see that they are investing in the future. And I love that they've got the blue, the white and the red as well, so it matches with the big one as well, which is absolutely fantastic to see. So as you can see, they've not taken all the scaffolding down yet, so what they'll have to do is that'll have to come down, they'll have to put the gondolas on, they'll have to start testing the ride, and hopefully we'll start to see some movement on that relatively soon. But yeah, we're looking at a spring opening for this, so yeah, we'll be back down to check this and see how it's getting on next week as well. So that's the launch pad here at the Pleasure Beach Resort. One thing I want to do is I want to come around this side actually and show you the roof of Loki's, because there was some scaffolding around there, and as you can see, they've had all the roofing done across there, which is really, really good, because there's quite a few slates that were missing on there last year, so that's really, really good to see that they've invested in that, and that's looking great too, with Valhalla in the background. Of course, I know people think that it's a missed opportunity with having Ice Blast there, not theming it to the Vikings, but of course, it does kind of coincide with the flying machines, which is just next to it there, if I can get the camera coordinated right. Yeah, so it does fit in really, really well with the flying machines, with the space shuttles and everything. And of course, that is the oldest, longest continually operating ride in Europe, which is fantastic to see it still operating there as well. And if you ask me, it's the scariest ride in the park as well. So I'm just holding you up to the glass there. You can just see this is inside the drinks, refillable drink centre, because of course it's moved away from Pepsi now, and you can see they have got the machines in for Coke, so that'll be operating fairly soon. Not sure on the timeline of that, and also not sure what's going to happen to the big one can either, because that's been Pepsi Max for 30 years, so it'll be interesting to see if that changes. But yeah, just wanted to show you that because that's an interesting change for the park. So yeah, we'll have a look at some other stuff that's changing around the park too. So let's come around this other side of Launchpad, as it's going to be there, and you can see they started doing some work on the actual powerhouse there, so it looks like some stuff on the roof that started being replaced there, and stuff's getting ready now, so they'll probably start changing all the queue line, and it won't be too long before all the scaffolding's going to be down and we'll start seeing the gondolas on here, which is really, really exciting to see. And I can't wait to see this next step and really investing in the future of this ride as well, which is really good to see. This is the area of the park where there's major overhaul going on, where there's most action taking place. So you can see there's the big construction walls on the right hand side there, which has got behind there is where there is the arcade, which was the Bowlerdrome, which is going to be taken down, where we're going to have the new gyro swing place just behind there. And we'll see if we get some pictures to get some as best shots as possible, but I'll show you more of that in a moment. But also we've had confirmation that this is getting a makeover too. In fact, I'll take you over to the little sign over here so you can just see what it says. So it says Pleasure Beach Resort. I'll just hold the camera up there. River Caves. We are busy musing and weaving new dreamlike visions of wanderlust. I dream of painting and then I paint my dream. We are currently reimagining the River Caves for your future enjoyment. So there has been, in the video they released on the launch just a few days ago, they actually showed the creative director actually wandering around with some plans. We don't know what it's going to entail yet, to what extent it's going to be reimagined. I mean, you can see here, they used to have all animatronics in there. Obviously they're all switched off because the ride isn't operating, but I wonder if they're going to be changed. I wonder how much in here is going to be changed. Of course, years ago, they used to have a pirate ship outside here, and they used to have all sorts of theming. There was a pirate there. That's not there anymore. Things have changed as times have gone on. However, it is getting reimagined, so we'll stand by for that. I imagine it might not be till next year now when we actually can look forward to having this done, but you never know, because the thing is, we know that Walton Gromit has also been announced that it's having a Norbert inclusion. Now that shares a show building with the river caves here, so it makes sense if both rides were having it done at the same time and to reduce the impact of each other. So yeah, that makes perfect sense to me, and you can see that there's the little drop there. They've put the netting down to stop any birds going in there or anything like that, so we can't really see anything that's going on. We did the behind the scenes tour the other day. We went through that little door that you can just see there. Very little we could actually see what was going on in the actual ride, as you can imagine, but hopefully we'll get some more information about what it is that they're actually doing very, very soon as regards to this. Now, just coming over to this side, it's where Robin is. You can see, so that building, that white that you can see there, is the one they're going to take down. So I'll just go up to the top now and hopefully get some better views. You can see on this left hand side here, so this big show building, it's absolutely fantastic. So all that lights up there, hopefully it used to be that all that up there, that's the sign, used to light up and you could see it. It's all got a bit faded over the years, so maybe they'll take the time to really invest in that and make that look good as well, because it really is a fantastic ride. It probably is one of my favourite rides here, if not my favourite ride. I really, really do love this ride, and it's sad that it's not operating, but it's absolutely fantastic that they are investing in it for the future, as they are with so many different attractions here. So yeah, look forward to seeing what's going on, and we'll come to the top here and we'll see what's going on with regards to the bowler drum just behind me. Just up here, there are some steps that are there. Whether they're going to get rerouted, whether this whole area is going to change in the future, who knows. There was some toilets down there that have closed, and there's also, you can just see the finial there of that building. That's a disused show building, so that's presumably going to be coming down as well. And there's, of course, there's the whole car park behind there. I'll try to have a look at it afterwards. This is as much as we can see from here, but I'll try and work my way around to get some views to see what's going on further around the park. But yeah, it's great to see what's going on here. It really, really is, and what a fantastic investment it's going to be. So it's come down to the Grand Prix now, and you can see it's quite a bit of a sad state, really, this station here. Everything's been taken out now. The Formula 1 car is still there. You can just make out down that way. Hopefully that'll find a new home somewhere, and it'll get some nostalgia out of it, and it'll get whatever gets put in. There's not been anything announced for this area. I imagine it's going to be it looks like there's some landscaping on going down there, so we'll check that out. But as far as the station goes, it looks like everything's been pretty much gutted in here now, and there's very little in here. But just to see what happens to the cars. As we know, all the power rods are all for sale in the shop, £60 each. Yeah, but you can see there's absolutely nothing left really of here now, and the helixes are gone there, and we'll go have a look at them shortly. Now, the next area that I wanted to show you is just down here. It's opposite the big one here where the Gallopers were. Now that has actually gone. There was an amusement attraction van that's here the other day, and it's collected the ride. So that's gone now. It looks like we won't see that. It'd be interesting to see what happens with this building. Of course, there's an organ in there, so I don't know whether that's going to be sold, or whether it's going to be used for something else, or whether it's going to be used as a seating area, or whether the building's going to come down and it's going to form part of an area of where a new attraction in the future might be. Who knows? It certainly seems like they've got plans for it, but it's just it's very, very sad, because I really love this ride, and it's a great ride that lots of people can go on of all ages. I mean, it's one of those things, because the Pleasure Beach know what they're doing. That's one of the bonuses about them having the scanning feature, because they know who's using it, what times and when, and how many people have. So they've obviously identified that it's not a popular attraction, so that's why it's gone. So thoroughly understandable, but it doesn't make it any less sad, and it looks very, very strange to see it all completely empty in here. So yeah, we'll keep posted on here to see what happens next, especially with the organ over there. So another ride that's not going to be operating in 2025 is Skyforce, which you can just see down here, the Red Arrow Skyforce. It's been here for 10 years now, and perhaps the IP's run out, and I don't know, there's a plan to sell it. I'm not really sure. You can see that I'm guessing that that's the gondolas underneath that blue tarpaulin there. They were inside this building, which is the briefing room for if you're doing the walk the big one, which you can see up to that top there. As you can see, there's actually nothing on the actual arm there itself. Yeah, so it's been interesting to see what happens with this. It's a bit of a shame, because it is quite a fun ride. It doesn't ever get a particularly big queue, even on the busy days. So it's not really the most surprising, but it's a nice filler ride. So it's a shame that it won't be operating, and it'd be interesting to see what actually happens with it, if it just gets a re-theme. But either way, it's not operating at all in 2025. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future, whether there's a plan for this area to have be part of a new, bigger ride that's going to go around the park, or whether it's there's going to be something else that's going to be here, an entertainment venue or a restaurant, or I don't know. But either way, they obviously got a plan in mind for what is going to happen to it, and it's great that they've had the transparency to actually tell us. But yeah, it's interesting to see what happens in the future moving forward, whether it will come back or whether indeed they'll sell it like they have done with Gallopers, because Gallopers is gone now. That is gone, but they only said it wasn't going to be operating this year, but it's gone. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with this as well. So stay tuned. We'll keep visiting it, and if there's any changes, we will let you know with our updates. So another ride that's not operating for 2025 is Eddie Stobar. As you can see here, it's just opposite the big one here. Now, anyone who doesn't have children wouldn't necessarily be familiar with this ride or understand the significance of it. I think it's a beautiful ride, because riding through here, you get great views of the big one, which is just, you can see up there, that's just come back in. You've got Avalanche, which is just over there, and you've got Icon, which is over there. So we get to ride through all the different rides of the park. So I think it's a really, really nice ride, especially if you've got kids as well, and it's going a little convoy in your trucks. Now, they've chosen not to operate that for this year, and it was intermittent last year, in all fairness. But you can just see over in the distance, I'm not sure if you can make out there, but it looks like there's all stuff that's been pulled up, so I'm not sure if they started taking up the power cabling as part of the prelude to actually removing this ride. I mean, I hope they don't, or alternatively, if they are, I hope we get some information on what's actually going to go here to replace it, because it's a shame, because it's a fantastic little kids ride, really. But you can see that there's some, looks like some boards across the distance there, which looks like a safety barrier, like they're going to take the bridge down. So be interested to see what happens there with it definitely looks like there's a lot of action going on, and it is a park in transition, so certainly very, very interesting work that's going on here. So continuing on the speculation here, you can see all this track here, which is part of the Eddie Stobar, and it takes up, it kind of follows the Avalanche up there, really, all the way up to, can you see the arch there of where the entrance to Grand Prix races actually was. It's a massive portion of land. If this is included in any potential new developments, it's a huge area that they could really work with. Of course, one area of concern is Avalanche, because yeah, I mean, it'd be a shame if that was to go, because it's quite unique, really. You can see here now that they've actually removed the bridge here for Grand Prix races, so it won't be long before all of this track here will be removed, I imagine, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens in the future with that too. One other thing that's actually closed for this year, you can just see there's the Thompson Carousel, which is just there, and of course this is Alpine Rally, which is like a little kids version of the Grand Prix races, really, and that isn't opening for this year also. So you can see that runs parallel with the Grand Prix, which was there. So of course this adds to more area for where something could be developed in the future. And of course the Thompson Carousel is quite small. I mean, it might be that's not operating this season, but they might find another location for that in the future, which would be quite nice if they did. So let's come down to the old Grand Prix Helix site here, and you can see just up there, that's where the entry helix actually came out, which was just up there, and they've cut all these trees back here, and yeah, it's really opened up this area. It really does look like it's going to be some kind of landscaped area for this year, and it doesn't really look like there's going to be much going on. You see they've left the fountain in, and this just looks like it's all getting seeded over and it's going to be all grassed. And one thing, you can see that fence over that way, just there, and they've put the like grassy things onto the fence way there, so it's really interesting to see what's going on with it. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look like there's going to be much this year, but it's interesting to see what's going to be going on in the future. So it's coming down this end now, which is just kind of by the Big Dipper exit there, and you can see that kind of green stuff that they've put on the fence in there, just to try and make it look a little bit better, and so you can't see from the other side as well. It's quite interesting, because you see this here really is a huge space, and there's the exit there for Grand Prix, which is just there, so you can see how much of a massive area it is. And of course the other side of the bridge, which is where they had the other side of that bridge there, which is where Grand Prix went down, and of course you can see where all of Avalanche is spiralling there, is where the all the other rides are as well, which have been closed for this year. So it'll be really interesting. Look at all this space here that they've got to work with. I mean, it really doesn't seem like there's going to be much that we're going to be seeing going on this year, other than it just being kind of landscaped, seeded over, whatever. And then in the future, perhaps once the gyro swing's done and dusted, we might well see something done with this, but no official word from the park yet, and we look forward to hearing it. So that rounds up all the stuff that's really going on here at the Prix Resort. As you can see, there is an absolutely monumental amount of work that's going in here. Just with Launchpad here, which is due to open in spring, is one thing. With the work that's going on with regards to gyro swing, I couldn't actually see anything around there. Maybe next time I come, I'll have a look down Watson Road, and I'll try and go in the car park and see if I can see anything from that side. When it was on the big one, You can see all the building's still there, still effectively it's an empty, derelict building. And then of course the Grand Prix site and all the 5 rides that have been closed as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting times, and I cannot wait to come back here and document everything that's going on here. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. So until then, we'll see you in the next one. Let positivity in and ride it out. Bye guys.